Welcome, folks, to No Bones About It. Before we get started, I'm smoking a GTO Corona from the great Doc Rodriguez. It's been sitting in my humidor for, I don't know if you can see that. Nope, you can probably not. December 2018. I'm looking forward to it. I got a special guest on tonight, and he's going to talk a ton about the TPE he just attended in Vegas. I'm going to make it there one day. Maybe PCA this next time around on the Meteor or go with the new owners or the Coast Cigar Company. We will see. And I just ordered something tonight. I got something coming in the mail, and then I'll have to mail it to my special guest tonight. I think he's gonna like it. Um, he's got to find a new quarterback now. He was a Brady fan, but we'll see what happens with football. But folks, give me about 1 second. Let me bring him on. He's also a sponsor of the show. Welcome, Jim. Well, let me see that hat. Oh,
Selfish plug for Abe and Great Smoke. What can I say?
he did he did a good show the other day with Kevin and Kerr, and I enjoyed that one. That was a good one. Welcome, Tom. It's cold up in South Dakota. Whew.
Looking forward to another cigar event. I just came back from one. Go to another one.
What's that? What's up next?
This is the Great Smoke.
Oh shit, that's February. Oh, that's in like 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, that's coming up real fast.
I can't make that one. There's one in March. I thought about. I think it's down in Miami, but I'm not sure.
There's Black Smoke Miami coming up also. There's also they also have the Queen City up in North Carolina. They got two of those back-to-back weeks, I think, two different organizers. I mean, they just keep coming. They're like, they're all over the map now.
Yeah, but we still got to be careful though.
But this is careful. If
Well,
I don't know. I'll let you know how I feel in a few days, but I was out in Vegas for a whole week, so I'm feeling just fine.
well, you're fully vaccinated too, though, with the booster
Vaccinated,
shot.
boosted, not a problem. But you can still get
Oh, absolutely. Well, a good friend of ours, he lost somebody close to him. He was 47, fully vaccinated, and got COVID and died in 2 weeks. Um, Kevin, welcome. So, Jimmy, go ahead. Before I get into anything else, tell us about. We got football. We got all sorts of stupid
TPE.
shit. But tell us about the TPE
TPE was.
2022.
I mean, damn. I don't know where to start, man. We had such a great time. I got out there early. So I got out there on a Saturday. The show didn't start till Wednesday. And I was able to hook up with Kevin Parrow, the commish, right? So he came out, and the two of us were just banging around Vegas and outside Vegas, just visiting cigar shops. So we have a whole bunch of cigar lounges to talk about on my site soon. Best one I was at was La Casa Vegas, which is out in about 16 minutes or so outside the Strip. Beautiful place. I won't get into all the details, but if you're out there in Vegas, you got to go to that place. Okay, you're not going to pay the vig that you're paying on the Strip. And then we had the event started, and there's a lot of things going on at the event. We had a number of, I would consider them new brands I've never heard of. For example, there's a brand here called CS Cigars, and they've got like these different blends. And the guys that were doing this, he likes to talk a lot. So I'm going to have him on my show and talk about all these different blends. And each one's named after somebody in their world that they're involved with, founders and others. And he just was going on and on and on about these. So I'm looking forward to trying them. There was another new brand called Howard G Cigars. Actually not new. They've been around for a few years, but Howard G Cigars. And Howard G, he's the guy that made the cigar for the football player. The heck was his name? Ike Taylor, all right, 2-time Pittsburgh Steeler, and he was there at the show with them. So they made that. Plus, they have some other really nice looking cigars. I like the way these look. There's a Cameroon, it's kind of a Maduro box press Churchill. So I like the looks of these. A very classy band on it. Okay, I don't know if you can see that well. Turn my light down a little bit. All right.
Yes.
It's a very classy band. They also Luciano Morales and the company, they came out with their the Master Sports Series 1, the next one for Adrian Gonzalez. So there's an Adrian Gonzalez cigar. Okay, baseball player. For those that don't know Adrian Gonzalez. Another company new was a company called Emperor's Cut, EC Cigars. Never heard of them. Really nice guys. We'll see what their cigars are like. Drew Estate obviously built their massive center display with their bridge, that thing that they do, and they really had one of the best displays, obviously, of all. They had a lot of money. They co-sponsored the industry party on the first night, and that was just to die for because it was just mass amount of people. Live rock and roll cover band from Vegas, doing everything from AC/DC to you name it, and we just had an unbelievable party that just went on and on and on. But they introduced a number of things there. Obviously, they had their 20-acre farm, which is what
did you think of that one?
I haven't smoked it yet.
I
can't comment on it.
I smoked it when they did that live event.
Yeah.
And I just, to me, it was a little light for me.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the shade, but they put some of the Florida sun-grown tobacco in it.
Somebody's Kevin Thompson is asking, and I can't answer that.
No, that Adrian Gonzalez band in MXS, yeah, that's the Adrian Gonzalez one. Yes, that's MXS. That is from Ace Prime, Luciano Morales and his team. Drew Estate also was completed their Acid 20 line with the new Acid 20 Connecticut. Now, this I did smoke at one of these out of these samples while I was at the show, and I'm going to say that one of the things that Drew Estate has been doing ever since they came out with the Acid 20 and the Cuba Arte, they toned down the infusion a little bit.
Good.
So it didn't overpower, and they did a really good job because I was really nervous with them. I told them, I said,
"Oh, you're freezing up. You froze up."
you're doing a Connecticut. All right, I'm back. Yeah. All right. So I told him, I said, that Connecticut, I hope it doesn't taste like a blondie. You know what I mean? And it doesn't. Oh, yeah. It doesn't. It actually has some infusion in the beginning. It actually starts to fusion fades very, very nicely. And then it starts to get into that nice premium tobacco. So turned out to be decent.
That's good to know. I'm sorry. That's good to know because there's a cigar lounge in Mobile on the 4th of February, I think it's that Friday the 4th. They're having Jenny Lynn's coming in and doing a Acid 20 event. So we're all kind of none of us are really heavy. I like the Cuba Cuba. That was my first cigar I ever smoked.
You might like this.
Really?
You might like that. And they also came out with a new Nica Rustica in broadleaf.
Oh, that's a good smoke. I like that smoke. That's a good smoke.
Good smoke. Good price points. And then there was like another new. So there's a company that was connected with Casdagli. Familiar with Casdagli cigars?
No.
Okay, so Casdagli cigars have been around for a while, but there's a company called Lampere, And Lampere Cigars is a creation of a guy that connected with the Castagli company, and he's an Austrian lawyer named Stefan Lampere, and he came out with a whole line of cigars. He's got like 3 different blends that they gave me, so I'm going to be checking those out. I'm really interested. He has a really good story. He had like what he called the Cigar Lab line, which was a variety of different blends, but only one particular one stuck in his mind. And then he went from there and he moved on with different things. But now he's got like a full up set of cigar lines to go out.
So he flew in from Australia for the TPE?
Not Australia, Austria.
Austria. Whoa, that's a long ways too.
Yeah, it's over Europe. And then there is, of course, our friends at Fierro Tego, right? With they're coming out with their Timeless Prestige and the rest of the Timeless blends. So he works now with he's using Davidoff for their distribution. Okay?
Oh,
so he was in the Davidoff booth the whole time, and that's going to be pretty spectacular stuff. And then there's a company. These are two brothers from Honduras, right? They have something called the Bocock. And if you can see the band on it, it's a picture of a cock, right? Rooster, right? So these guys were a lot of fun to talk to. These are called World Traveler series. So looking at those, they're going to be interested. Villiger has relaunched and reblended and redid their Libertard line. So the Libertard was like, when you first, anybody's had this, and I told him, I said, did you reblend this? Because I hate to say it, it was kind of bitter and sour the last time I smoked them. I really wasn't impressed by it. And they're like, yeah, this has all been reblended. So we'll see as soon as they settle what that's all about.
you got a lot of work ahead of you, man.
And then lastly, I have a bunch more I could talk about, but lastly, my good friend from Tobacco Trading Company, who I like to think of as a mad scientist, but he's actually a mad chef that creates cigars along with everything else that he does in his life, came out with something called the Angry Rob. So the Angry Rob. Angry Rob is about a guy he met in a New York shop that everybody broke his balls and he would always get upset. So what he did for this guy, he created a cigar and named it the Angry Rob. So now Angry Rob can stand up and go, you can break my balls all you want, but you ain't got a cigar named after you.
No shit.
But that was pretty cool. Couple of little things to highlight that I thought was interesting is Zippo. So Zippo, if you recall a few years back, there were a number of companies that made inserts to go into it. Mm-hmm. They were made of plastic and they were shitty. All right. They didn't last. Well, Zippo now decided it's time to do it right. Solid metal. Okay. Beautifully constructed. Slides right into your Zippo, light it the way it's supposed to. And gives you a nice single flame torch.
Yeah, because a lot of those inserts you bought and you can buy, and one I bought doesn't close properly all the way.
Right. Boom.
Very nice.
This is designed by Zippo for Zippo. I like this. This is very cool.
Single flame?
Single flame on this one. They also have a pipe one that kind of inverts and turns. They have some other designs. But I like that. And then there's another company that is really interesting that a lot of people might be interested in this. See if I can open this up here. Company makes ashtrays. And there's this ashtray company. I just had it. Where did it go? Huh.
Welcome, Marty.
So this guy makes these ashtrays. Oh, here it is. So let me just pop this up here, and I'll share this. So this is all made in America. They're all Let's see if I can share. Hopefully I can share. Share screening is easy as 200. Share screen. Boom. Okay. So I should be sharing right now, right?
Well, I have to add it to the stream.
Yeah. So jump that in.
What does he make them out of?
So I'll show you in a second. So this is called the cigar ashtray. It's all aluminum and powder coated, laser engraved, CNC machined. He makes them all by himself, all done in the U.S. If I look over here, these are what they look like. These are absolutely beautiful ashtrays.
Oh, nice.
Right? They're all powder coated, and then he'll laser engrave your logo into it. And they're like, I think they were like $70 or something like that. But it's such a heavy, beautiful set of ashtrays. He has different designs of them. So he's actually going to. I gave him my logo, and he's supposed to send me one, and I'm going to have him on my show one of these days, and we're going to talk all about the process and show off all the different ashtrays that he has. So this is if you want to, support an American company, this is the place to go.
Absolutely.
And then while I got this open, I guess I could quickly show you a couple of things about the show. So these are all my photos, but
Dang.
yeah, I got a ton of them. But so this right here is this place here is La Casa. All right. And I guess I can put that right there. So it's in this place outside of Vegas. It's in this area called Tavali Village, and it's just a place where there is just shops and boutique shops and things. There's no residency here. So it's kind of like a shopping mall, but it's all done in Mediterranean style like this, right? So this is just walking around the outside area close to the shop, right? This is what you walk around. It's like this little oasis. It's so beautiful. So this is La Casa, right? This is outside of the place. There's a little brewery there. And then if you go into La Casa, this is what it looks like, right? All these beautiful sitting lounge chairs all around these tables. Nice set of accessories, beautiful bar, fully stocked. Prices were very reasonable on the alcoholic beverages, right? There's a humidor, decently stocked humidor. I mean, they could have more, but they have what sells, obviously, when you're in the area. So, nice lounge, great place to go visit. The other thing that people might want to see to tease you a little for the industry party. So this is like the party, man. Drew Estate co-sponsored it, so you had all the fat bottom Betties and whatever. Bar food. The food was amazing. The food, they had these lamb chops, mini lamb chops that were just like you couldn't eat enough of them, man. They kept coming out with them. They were so awesome, little finger food type lamb chops. So this is in the Sahara itself. This is their pool area. Look at this food, man. Look at it. Prime rib and stuff. It's just this baby asparagus. It's like just amazing. And then the party, you can see the massive amount of people at this party. Just goes on and on and on and on. So I'll be having a whole article on this stuff as I go through all those photos. But the band was pretty cool. And they had I don't know if I have the videos in here. Oops. Didn't want to do that. So open up. So if I go down to here, there is, oops. Yeah, I got a lot of photos to work through. But this right here is the See if this plays a little. Can you hear that?
Not very good.
Yeah.
That's better.
Is this sharing?
Well, I got it up on the big screen. I got you and me on the side, and that. Yeah, there you go.
Now, what happens is you'll see. Let me just speed this up. So this guy sits. I'm standing right underneath him.
That's a lot of people, man.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people. And the other thing, there's this one here, which was really hilarious. So let me just pop this up. So as I'm walking up here, go past this. Check this out. This is the funniest thing in the world. Now, get ready for this. This is not even the fun part. Let me just speed that up. How about that?
Dang.
And it goes on and on and on. Is that crazy or what?
Oh, that would have been a good night.
Unbelievable amount of fun. Unbelievable amount of fun.
Let me get that.
I'll just stop the sharing.
There we go.
Lots of fun. Afterwards, I went to a party at my friend Patrick Potter and Tobacco Trading Company. He was introducing, I don't have one with me, but he was introducing what's called the Limitless cigar. He has a whole new company that he set up, which is CBG and CBN infused, which is very cool. And it's one of these small cigars where I was like my calves were killing me from walking around all day long. And you just smoke one of these cigars, and about 40 minutes into it, you just feeling the legs feel fine, the pain subsided, very focused, no high, you're not all stoned.
So is that so? If it's CBD, it's legal in all 50 states.
Yeah, it's not D, it's G, and it's G and N. They're different cannabinoids, but it come out of the hemp plant. So he has a whole infusion process where he actually ferments the leaf. So like he takes the leaves and he actually ferments it. He doesn't inject it like others try to do. His process is patented to what he's doing. And it properly absorbs it all across evenly throughout the leaf. So you get an even distribution of it. So that was all that was all so cool, all the stuff we did. Obviously, 3 days went by very quickly.
And then you're having that much fun. Yeah, they always do.
Yeah. I was there the first day. I was watching a football game at Casa Fuente, and get in there early. You got to do that. You get in early. You sit at the bar. You put a $20 bill in the poker machine at the bar in the lounge, and you drink free the whole day. You just push the button once in a while. So I was like I had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Tom Brady didn't make the cut, so that's it. Game over. I'll segue that right to you now. There you go. You want to talk football?
Yeah. What'd you think this last weekend? Well, last 2 weekends.
I thought all the games are phenomenal. All right. I think they put on such a great show. These are well-matched teams that we had in postseason. There wasn't these blowout games, tight overtime games. I don't particularly like the overtime rule.
I hate it.
No, I think that both sides need to have the ability to show an offense once. Okay. I have no problem with sudden death after both of them have an opportunity. right? So if you get the ball and you don't score, or you get the ball and you do score, and then I get the ball and I score. If you score a field goal, I get the ball. If you score a touchdown, I don't get the ball. That's bullshit. All right. Should at least allow me to try. And if I tie it, then we keep going. And whoever wins on the next possession wins the game. I'm okay with sudden death. I just don't want sudden death where the other team doesn't get an opportunity to show something. Lost the coin flip.
How the owners ever voted that in, it's beyond me.
Makes
man.
no sense.
No, it does. It and there's a lot of arguments for it, against it, and a lot of people say, well, if you think you should have won, you should have won it in regulation, and it just. I'm for that.
They both should have won in regulation. It's
Absolutely.
A bullshit argument. I heard that argument. It's a bullshit argument.
But I don't agree with it either. I'm like you. I put on 15 minutes. Put another 15 minutes on the clock, and what it is at the end of that, it is what it is.
I wouldn't go that far. No, I don't go that far. I agree with sudden death after each side has an opportunity to play offense. Right. So if you go out there and you score a touchdown, I should be able to get the ball. If I score a touchdown and I tie the game, right, then you get the ball back. You score, you win. Okay. And it puts the onus on the other team then to not do the extra point, but do the 2-point conversion. So it forces the team that gets the ball back to kind of have to make that happen to win the game. So it makes it interesting, right? But it doesn't have to prolong it for 15 minutes. It can be 8 minutes, 10 minutes.
I can buy that. But you gotta start with something like you go with the 10 minutes, and then you go with what you just said there. Each get the ball at least one. They got to be able to prove themselves. But I don't know. But I need 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go over some sponsors real quick. Let's see. First, I got GTO from cigars out of Montgomery, Alabama. Those who know smoke GTO. Call 334-538-2949 and talk to Doc himself. Everything is 100% guaranteed. Then you have this gentleman sitting right there, Boston Jimmy and StogiePress.com. And we have Karen Berger and Don Kiki Cigars out of Daytona Beach. And I set some stuff up this weekend. So now I'm going from StreamYards to the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge Facebook page until I do my own business Facebook page. I'm on YouTube under Cigars and Stuff with No Bones About It. And I'm on Twitter with Esho Bones. That's an experiment. I set up the Twitter page. My daughter said, no, not Twitter. I'm sorry, not Twitter. Twitch. She said I needed to set up a Twitch page so I could just sit down one day, put a video out there real quick, couple minutes, whatever. I set it up. I got to figure out how to change the URL to get it to that page. And so it's easy to find under just Esho Bones. I'm not sure how easy it is to find yet, but I'm broadcasting there or streaming it to there tonight. Hopefully I got it set up right and it actually goes out to Twitch. I'll find out tomorrow when I go. I don't know how long it takes to get out there. Usually YouTube is sometimes it's out there quick. Sometimes it's out there within 24 hours. I don't know. But I'm trying to do a little bit more. I actually have my first event I'm doing on Friday night. I'm doing a night golf tournament. He wants somebody out there to do cigars. So I'm going to go out there with a table. Coast Cigars at 2220 Government Street. New owners Ed and Scott are supplying the cigars. I'm selling them. Lighters, cutters. We'll see what happens with that. Then I got a birthday party the month after for sure. He wants somebody out there for every golf tournament he has. So I'm starting there. I'll start there. I got some stuff made up for the back window on the truck.
There you go.
Now I'm working on a 6-foot tabletop. Those elastic that come up and go underneath. So I'm trying to do a little bit. I'm trying to get ready for retirement.
I was going to say, you're really getting yourself set up. That's awesome.
I'm trying. I'm just not a social media guy. I don't know the ins and outs of Could I do a website like yours? Oh, hell no. Could I do an email like yours? No way. I'm not. I don't even want to get. I just want the little stuff like we do. This, like I do this. I do on Tuesday nights with Mav and Mort. Just sit
Email
down,
is easy,
BS,
man.
and go.
Email, you just use MailChimp, man. It's free. And they give you all the tools to build those newsletters very easily. It's all out of
What
the
I
box.
what I really need is the. So when I put it out there, the show, just the screenshot. You know, the I don't know if you want to call them not banners or flyers or something like that. You know, create that. I need something that's easy to create those. I
Well,
can't. You know,
you already have something behind you as the standard, right? So you use the standard, and all you do is you can maybe get rid of the skull in there, if you will, and put the picture of your guest in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
like, and that way it's branded, all right, with that Bones About It. And
gotcha.
the rest of it is just simple. You just, plug in a picture. Okay. You could do black and white. You can even turn the picture black and white so it kind of blends in with the motif.
I do have it in black and white too. But I was watching this. This is way off the subject, the cigars and everything. I was going through the channels this weekend looking for something. We actually got rid of. I was going through the channels. So I was trying to learn YouTube TV. We got rid of DirecTV and went to YouTube TV only, Netflix, and Hulu, and the Prime streams. I got Prime streams where I can get all the games and do whatever. Right. But trying to learn all the channels and stuff, and I ran across. I had to get the white. It said, "Come here, you got to see this." Professional Pickleball was on ESPN, and this will get you going. Professional Pillow Fighting.
Now, is it like groups?
No, it was two guys in the ring with pillows grabbed and just whacking the shit out of each other.
Are there male-female things going?
The one I happened to see was two guys.
Two guys in a pillow. Are they dressed down to the nines, or they just have like shorts on?
They were wearing shorts and kind of like boxing shoes or wrestling shoes or whatever you want to call it,
but not wearing pajamas.
No. That would have been that would have been even funnier, man. That would have.
You should have big pajamas. A pillow fight. You wear pajamas. Now these pillows have feathers in them, and the feathers break out.
I don't know. I can't tell you. I was just amazed that this was actually a sport. As amazed as I was when I first saw the first cornhole professional tournament. I was just like,
I saw that the other day myself. I'm like, what is that? Professional cornhole.
We played a lot of that when we were in Nebraska. Those guys are good.
Yeah, they are.
I'm like, what else do you do? Do you do anything else? I mean, I played a lot, but not. I can't play like that, man.
Did you ever watch a professional dart tournament?
Yes.
That's like the most boring thing in the world. I'd rather watch that ice game. The
curling.
Curling. I'd rather watch curling than dart throwing.
Dart
throwing is 20, 20, 20, 20,
yeah.
20.
Curling is mesmerizing for some reason. I don't. You start watching that at the Olympics, which is the Olympics happen to be coming up in what, 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
I think February 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing going on for the next 2 weeks in sports really other than college basketball. So all the guys are like, well, what are we going to bet on now at the shop? Like, we got to come up. We got to start figuring out what we can bet on during the Olympics.
Bet on curling.
No, that's just too. What about? There's a lot of moves. There's a lot of guys moving around. I mean, there's a lot of head coaching jobs open in the NFL. A lot of guys moving around. I like what the Giants did, grabbing the GM from the assistant GM from Buffalo, grabbing the offensive coordinator from Buffalo, Dabo. I know Dabo, how you pronounce it. We'll see what that does. It's going to be another 2 years, year or two before the Giants are even relevant again, I think, unless some miracle happens.
Irrelevant, to be honest. Without Brady, Gronk's leaving if Brady leaves, right?
But he hasn't really come. You got all these sports analysts saying he's retiring, he's doing this, he's doing that. But like Brady's dad said in an interview, he goes, he's never said he's retiring yet.
Yeah, well,
He's got an option. I think he gets after February 1st. He gets his $15 million bonus from last year or something. So, dude, he's definitely not playing for the money.
No, he plays
He's
for
just
the sheer enjoyment of the game.
absolutely, and you don't see that very much anymore.
No.
You don't. You don't.
And he would, he likes to get out there and continue to set new standards, new records, but eventually he has to be careful. I mean, come on, the guy the guy played with a bloody lip the other day.
Yeah.
Think about it. They're getting to him, all right, and it's only going to take one hit, and he's going to wish he retired.
Absolutely, but there's nobody. Is he the? I know a lot of people are not going to like this. He's the most decorated quarterback that ever played football when it comes to records and awards and all that. To me, is the most talented quarterback that ever played the game of football.
I think the game is different.
Oh, it's definitely different. It's definitely different. If
Joe Montana days aren't the same as the Brady days.
No, or Staubach, or look at Staubach. He'll even tell you, not Staubach. Bradshaw will tell you, I sucked as a quarterback. I seen him say that in interviews. He goes, I sucked. I had a line that allowed me to do what I needed to do, and that's what Brady had for years in New England. And he had it in Tampa Bay last year for the most part this year, but it's just, you're 45 years old. I want to be home with, what's her name again? I can't remember his wife's name.
Gazelle.
Gazelle. I'm like, why would you go spend some time with your family and your kids, man?
I know his kids are getting of that age where he needs to be around them more.
I think the next step for him is maybe not next. If he does retire, maybe not next year. He's either going to get into announcing, or I think he would make a great offensive coordinator on some team somewhere.
Oh yeah, he could be
absolutely
a announcer, but
absolutely.
I mean, my eyes are glued to right now to Burrows in a way, because I like this kid the way he runs. He can run, and when you think about a quarterback that is comfortable running the ball, right? Now let's add another dimension to that game. If he can perfect his skill at passing back lateral passes, think about this switch in the game. You start running, because when you have a running quarterback, you're missing a defensive person to defend against him. All right? Because they're trying to get him. Once he starts running, who covers him and what do you do with everybody else? And now if I'm running the ball and people start coming after me, if I see a guy open on the side of me, if I'm going to turn my head and I could lateral a ball back and play that kind of play on a more regular basis, you can really screw the game up for the opposing team, right? So I'm looking forward to that, to see how this kid plays the game.
I'm like I said earlier, I didn't think he was going to make it, but the kid's got promise, man. He will be, if he can pull this off and win the Super Bowl, he will be the first quarterback ever
in a first round pick
to win a national championship, the Heisman, and a Super Bowl. Ever. There's no way. How could you not? The kid's got he's a very bright future in the NFL.
Yeah.
If they protect him, he's going to be dangerous.
That's
is he going to make the $50 million that Mahomes makes a year? I think Kansas City jumped on that way too freaking fast. He's good, but I honestly don't believe any quarterback's worth $50 million a year. But
he wasn't very good in the second half of the game.
No.
He was horrible.
No, they gave that away.
The defense completely fell apart. Let's put it that way.
It was what, 21 to 3,
21 to 3, and they put up
halftime?
23 unanswered points. It's like, that's not good.
Look at that.
Look at that. Ain't that nice?
No, look at that.
Oh, that ain't nice.
No, I think it's the. I'm smoking outside in the garage, and I think it's too cold in here.
It's cold.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm the same way.
that's too cold.
I got the
We
door
went when I was in Florida for Thanksgiving. I was in Ocala and I was sitting on my sister's back deck with my brother-in-law smoking cigars. And dude, I'm like, I'm looking, buddy. It's freaking cold out here, man. I'm like, I gotta go in and get my jacket. Went and got my jacket. Burned a hole in it too. Pissed me off. But
off.
I was just like, well, what is it? I look at my phone. I'm like, it's 36 degrees in Ocala, Florida at Thanksgiving. I was like, what the hell?
35 last night.
Was it?
I had the fireplace going last night. It was 35 degrees. And
We don't.
today it's dropping again, but tomorrow we go through a moment where it starts warming up, and then Wednesday on it goes back to normal Florida winter time where we're going to have 65 at night, 70 75 during the day. San Diego weather from I want that from now to April.
Yeah, we're. It's been a little bit chilly. I mean, it's been colder here before in the wintertime, but this winter hasn't been all too bad. Welcome, Kate. My daughter's on the line now. She's watching.
There you go.
She's my social media guide. She tells me what to do and what not to. She doesn't tell me how to do it. I got to figure it out, but she gives me all my suggestions.
Yeah, right.
I read an article today and I thought of you. It was about cryptocurrency and the IRS.
Oh, I'll tell you something about that in a second, but go ahead.
And what it said was they're only going to send out 1099s if you have over 200 transactions and
Right.
make over $20,000 in crypto, which I don't have to worry about. I invested money in Shiba. When it went up big time, a couple months ago, I pulled out my original investment. Now I'm just sitting there playing with their money. I'm just letting it go, and what happens happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I still don't understand. I still don't understand crypto because to me, there's nothing backing it. There's nothing behind it. I don't get it. But
All right, I'm going to give you something new. You ready? I'm going to give you something new in the crypto world, but even better. All right. Where's my screen? So, what you're looking at here,
oh, let me bring that up. Hold on.
and I learned about this at a after party, talking to a guy who's actually it turned out to be a fucking billionaire. This is a Bitcoin, a crypto coin, right? But what it is, it's diamonds. Now, the diamonds are encased inside of this. These diamonds are all certified, GIA, GEM certified, to create the standard. This is a diamond standard they've created. And they're going to be, these are trading now, right now, they're at $6,400. They're 4 days and 4 hours. They update that. And this is like an IPO into this right now. You can get in on this. And just to give you an example of where diamonds have gone since 2020 versus the S&P, which is the gray line, diamonds is the purple line, and yellow is gold.
Wow.
So, yeah, exactly. Diamonds are a hot commodity. The problem is they're not a commodity right now, right? The guy that owns it, that created this, is he's like an engineer. He holds like 4,000 patents and stuff, and he came up with this concept to set a diamond standard, okay, on an exchange, and you can exchange these on a special network that's connected to the blockchain, so that the coin itself is physical. You can actually take possession of this coin, okay? But this barcode is tied to you and your account. So nobody can get this but you, all right? And then you can trade that to somebody else. So I'm learning a little more about it.
So you can't buy, so right now that would cost $6,470 to get one.
To get
right now.
That's
but
correct.
you can't buy part of that like you can Bitcoin.
No.
You can't buy like $100 worth. You got to buy the whole thing.
Not. You got to buy the whole thing. Okay.
Honey, we got $6,500 we can invest.
Okay.
That's a no.
Okay. So
I wouldn't do it anyway.
So this whole thing is very interesting. I'm looking quickly at this to see how this is all going to play out. But the guy that was explaining it to me, it was quite intriguing that this is what they're doing is like you got a gold standard, right? This is the diamond standard. So they're
Which
setting
isn't
away.
very, the gold standard isn't very high anymore.
No, but this right here is now able to allow you to get into the diamond market with properly certified gems and not have to deal with the diamond market crap in like places like New York.
Well, who certifies the diamonds that he uses? He knows.
GIA, the GIA,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, certifies them, and they're audited by there's one of the big auditing companies audits it to make sure everything is up to snuff. So you figure that
That's
diamond there's 1% of 1.2 trillion in diamonds right now that are under allocated. It's an under allocated opportunity for people. And the investor hold, that's all the investors have is 1% of 1.2 trillion today. 30% of the 9 trillion in gold is currently investor holdings.
wow.
This is got movement.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Way off the subject. Every time the Bengals win a big game, they celebrate in the locker room smoking cigars.
That's correct.
The team celebrates with. Do you know what they smoke?
Somebody told me, I don't remember what they smoke.
They smoke the Tobacco Especial.
Yeah, that's right. There was
Okay?
Tobacco Special.
Now
Right.
Burroughs doesn't smoke that.
Right.
His favorite cigar, which I like, is the La Flor Dominica Mysterio.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, all right, Joe, you're starting off well because you're going to renegotiate. You win the Super Bowl, you're going to renegotiate your contract, and you're going to make a hell of a lot more money next year.
Well, I think that Miguel Shadell, okay, who is the national sales manager for I'm drawing a blank from
The Flor Dominica?
no, the guy in Nashville. Oh crap! Why did I drew a blank? See, I'm old man stuff.
Dude, you're not much older than I am.
But he's connected also with Crown Heads. Okay.
Okay.
Crown Heads. So you sit there and you say he is a huge Cincinnati fan. Okay, because he grew up there, I guess. I would think that it would be a smart move for.
I know where you're going.
Move in on that and say, here's the cigars for the celebration.
Not only that, create a Joe Burrow cigar. And speaking of athletics or athlete cigars, I smoked, and I might have got, I don't know, maybe I got it from you. So I think you might have sent me one time a Big Poppy cigar.
Yes.
Okay. No, you sent me two of them because I smoked one. I was like, this was good. This was really good. So, good friend of mine that bought the Cigar Lounge, Coast Cigars, Ed. He's a diehard St. Louis fan. He's a baseball fan. So I gave him the other one, and he was just like floored. He goes, "This was really, really good."
Yeah. You know why that cigar is so good?
I don't know.
Because that cigar was not created after he retired to celebrate Big Poppy. That cigar was created a long time before then. Big Poppy went to his hometown world in Tamboril and got El Artista, who makes that, made him his own private cigar for when he off season and he's hanging out with his friends on a golf course or on his yacht or whatever. They would smoke his cigar. He would buy these things in bulk and smoke only his blended cigar. That was been around for a while. And then when he retired, they said, well, let's go national with it. Let's go make this real. Now, what happened is United Cigars just came out, as talk about TPE. United Cigars just came out. Ironically, it was like they couldn't have done better if they tried. They came out with a firecracker, Big Poppy, in collaboration with El Artista. And when they announced it, it was right then that they announced that he was got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
They couldn't have planned. They couldn't have planned it. Yeah, they couldn't have planned that any better.
This better. Right?
Go to the Hall of Fame.
I go to.
I think I'm not saying Ortiz didn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but for Barry Bonds to get shut out was not everything he did. I mean, people. Oh well, that's what you know.
He's completely shut out now, right?
Yeah, Pete Rose did all that he did before the game. No, not the same thing. Barry Bonds statistically had all his stats and everything pre whatever.
I know.
He was accused.
Poppy juiced. I mean, I'm sorry. I agree with you. You know, it's not like if you're going to go and say, well, hit the steroid button, all right, during the steroid era, Poppy, he got caught up in that for a little bit. Yep. So you know what? I agree.
That means
Rose should be in it too with all that other bullshit.
You're gonna hit that button. Clemens will never be in there. Rodriguez will never be in there. You're you know, and you get the argument too where you're forcing these guys to do that for them to keep up with. You know, you want statistics. You want. If they want to do it, let them do it. It's good for the game. But if you want to do that to your body, that's up to you. Yeah. But you know, the problem I had with Alex being a diehard Yankee fan. Sorry, I know you're a Boston fan. I'm a Yankee fan. Speaking of Boston, like I said, I saw something today that you're going to like, and I got it coming in the mail. I'm going to be mailing it to you as soon as I get it. You're going to like it. But anyway, I backed Rodriguez the whole time. I said he didn't. You know, he's very adamant. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But when you did it, when it was proved he did it, he should just come out and said, all right, I made a mistake. I did it. He kept on denying it.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, guy. Just, you know, and we forked up $250 million to sign you, and you're going to be an ass about this?
I agree.
Just they got no – they shouldn't – I don't know. It's a tough subject. It's a very tough subject. But I did – when it comes to, you know, Ray Soto, yep. Cigar enthusiast, you know, now, well, was he on? No, he wasn't on your show. He was on Great Lakes last week. He's now the Blanco cigar rep for Florida and Puerto Rico.
Yep.
And he's opening up. His whole family has been in the motorcycles forever. Mechanics, everything. He's opening up a place close to you. Well, a little a ways from you in Orlando. He's opened up a motorcycle shop / small cigar lounge.
Right.
I'll make it down there. I'll make it to Florida again sometime. I was going to go in March. There's a big thing coming up in March. I can't remember the event. It was towards the end of March I was going to go, but I decided I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Probably not going to retire when I thought I was going to retire because with this whole COVID thing going on, I work from home. I don't work from home. I work from home most of the time. When I telework, if I go into work, I go in the morning, I go to a cigar shop, I smoke a cigar while I'm working on the computer.
Yeah, exactly. So I am. I love it.
Come on. I mean, my daughter goes, Dad, why would you not work? I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. I just get tired of getting up at 5:30 in the morning. That's the only thing I really bitch about.
But if they're paying you to work from home and you're able to enjoy a little bit of the lifestyle while you're working, I mean, come on, it's easy money. Take it.
Yeah.
And each year you push it on, you have to ever take Social Security and any of that other stuff, and you know.
Well, I gotta. You're in the music like I am, and I read this article the other day, and if you can answer this, I'll be highly impressed. Highly impressed.
The old man to remember something. I couldn't remember the name of a cigar company that I know very well.
Who turned the Lord's Prayer into an international rock hit? Blew me away.
The Lord's Prayer into an international rock hit.
And when you're done with the show tonight, when we're done,
I'm
YouTube it and listen to it. It's actually really good.
I'm going to reach out into the Netherlands and guess at this because I don't know it, but I'm going to say Metallica.
No,
Okay.
not even close. This was I can't even remember the year. It was so long. It was before I was born.
Elvis
But
Presley?
no, Sister Janet Mead, an actual
Oh,
nun.
yes. Oh,
And
my
actually,
God.
she's actually a nun, and she did. I was highly impressed with the verse. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't mind hearing Metallica cover that.
Right?
I think they would have. Speaking of Metallica, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they live in Vegas, and they're going. They got a concert coming up. I think in February. They're going to see Metallica and oh my gosh, Zeppelin-like band, Greta Van Fleet
Greta Van Fleet.
and Metallica in concert. I'd like to see that show.
Do you follow country music at all?
A little bit.
You ever hear of a band called Cody Jinks Band?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one of my son's best friends just got brought in to be the guitarist for the Cody Jinks Band.
No shit.
Okay. So this is pretty cool stuff. But they also created another band. They created a metal band. So
The same guys.
Cody Jinks has a metal band also.
What's the name of that one?
And I gotta look that up. I mean, I'd have to double look.
Matter of fact, we just got tickets to go see. We're going to go visit my friend, best man. We've been friends since 13 years old. Best man at my wedding. We're going to Orange Beach, Alabama, to see Keith Urban.
Keith Urban, there you go.
I used to hate country when my kids were growing up. They were into it, but you know, the older you get, there's some good music. It's fun to listen to. The newer country. I'm not the old twangy, old country, but the newer country.
I like some of the new country. I mean, it's there's a lot more guitar work in it and drums, and you know what I mean.
Somebody tried to tell me the other day that Leonard Skinner was a country band. I was like, no, man. They're about as southern rock as you're going to get, I think.
They were solid southern rock.
Let's see. I got something else for you. What else I got for you?
So that was band.
The rest of the stuff I got. What do you think about Harbaugh? I can never pronounce his name, from Michigan, interviewing for the Vikings job.
Well, Vikings could use some help. That's for sure. We're going to see some movements around. That's certainly the case going forward.
Yeah, it's cold in here. This cigar is starting to blow up. It tastes great, though.
Well, it's the doctor's recommendation, right?
Oh, it's absolutely. Oh, speaking of Doc, I'm sorry, I forgot all about it. He sent the assholes 3 cigars each. Same blend. All 3 of the same blend. One is a Cajoro wrapper, a Sumatra wrapper, and a Maduro wrapper.
Uh-huh.
You smoked his liqueur, correct?
Yes, I have.
And what'd you think of that?
Thought it was very good.
This blend, Jimmy, is just as good, if not better.
Really?
Yes. I can't tell you the name of it. I don't know. And even if I did, he told me not to say it. But that's going to be, it's 10 years aged and then 2 years in an oak barrel.
Really?
So he's going to have another, he didn't say it was coming out, but we're going to smoke which one? I smoked the Maduro. I think I got the Corojo left to smoke tomorrow night on the show.
The name of that band is called Caned by Nod.
Caned by Nod.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask. Oh, wait.
I don't know where they come up with the name, but it's called Caned by Nod.
Canne.
Caned by Nod. Nod.
Now there's a kid, the guy I do this, Mort, I do the show with, his son. We call him Morty Facts because he's always sitting in the corner when we do the show. And if we ever have any questions, boom, he knows. He's one of those kids that's got statistics and he just knows all the off the wall shit. So I'm going to ask him. He probably knows who that is.
Yeah, Caned by Nod. They have like what's their sound? So what is this? None the wiser.
Hey, we got some new chairs in the shop, man.
Yeah, so this is what it sounds like. Cody Jinks playing metal.
So does Cody Jinks open for himself when he throws a concert?
That's a good question. Bring out Caned by Nod and then roll into country afterwards. That would be hilarious.
I
But
think
the
that's
guitarist is the same person in both bands. He brought him in, and he's a wicked ass good guitarist.
pretty good. Anything else on the TPE before we call it a night?
No, I just think it was an awesome show. You know, I got through it in 2 days of the 3, and the third day I just kind of bounced around, saying my goodbyes to people, smoked cigars with them, and smoked way too many cigars as usual because, you know, I came back with chapped lips because it's too freaking dry. You know, walking around Vegas, so they're healing now in the little bit of the humidity here in Florida.
A little bit, yeah, right. Let me ask you this though about the TPE. Do you think? Because I saw a lot of pictures, a lot of people. Miguel was out there, saw his pictures, and do you think there were too many influences there?
No, not really. You know, there were there were the normal cast of characters. Some that came first time, like I know Developing Palace was there for the first time. Um, Coop wasn't there. Half Wheel was there. Um, the the, um, the Baker Street guys were there from California. All right, so those are the expected ones. There seemed to be less of the TikTokers at this one than there were at the last one. Okay, you know, people just running around doing stuff. So I didn't see as much of that. There were people. There were some that were doing interviews, but you know, Matthew Tobacco and his wife were there. They were doing their shows. But I had people ask me, "You want to do an interview?" I said no, because I've done this and it's too noisy and it's pain in the ass. And I said I'd rather just set you up for the show. So I've got a whole itinerary set up to bring people on. I'll be reaching out to them this week and putting them on the calendar. So I have 3 months of interview content that I can get
Good.
taking it to the nub. So that's what I told them when I was there that I wanted to do and kind of mix it up. But and I didn't get time to really spend too much over in the alternative section of TPE. So the other side is all the CBD and things. So like last year though, it was all about this thing called Delta 8, which is kind of an isotope derivative of Delta 9. That seems to be hitting roadblocks in a number of states. So now there's another one called HHC. Okay.
HHC.
And that's another one of these isotope things. And HHC is something that you eat one of these gummies, and when you go to sleep, you get lucid dreams, man. Like deep stuff happening in your brain.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the thing that they were pushing on everybody was HHC, and they were actually handing out during the party. There was this girls walking around with trays of gummies,
Oh,
And they were trying to get everybody stoned, I guess, to watch the concert. It was just bizarre.
you know, my sister lives in New York, and New York's got a big problem with the Delta 8 stuff for the sheer fact it's all about the money. You know, because anything as far as I know that is derived from the hemp plant is legal in all 50 states.
It
So
is, but
how somebody went and figured out how to extract the THC from the hemp to make the Delta 8 and be legal and then be able to sell like there's no tomorrow, and then the state not get anything on the marijuana sales from it. They're trying to block the Delta 8 folks in
they
the state of
are.
New York.
But the Delta 8, so a little of my own research on that after that big splash last year is you have to be very careful who you get Delta 8 from,
Oh, absolutely.
because how they extract it, there's different ways of doing it, one of which is using battery acid.
Oh, that's not good.
So you tend to get heavy metal in your dose, and that's part of the problem. So they have to look at that. I think that's like an FDA thing. Should be all over it, saying, "Hey, if it's gonna be legal because it's extracted from the hemp, how you extract it has to be part of the regulated process, so that you're not putting something out there on the street that is bad, terribly bad for you."
But
All right.
look how quick they jumped on the vape stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
same thing. You
but
have
they're
to be
but
careful.
they're taking on the premium cigar industry, giving us a problem, giving
They're
us a
giving
hassle.
us a problem, although I think the problem for the premium cigar industry is going to be more around flavored cigars. That's going to still a battle, because they're going to lose the vape industry is going to lose their battle for flavored vape, and that is going to be the entry point for the next lawsuits that deal with flavored cigars. So they're going to say, "Hey, come on, you can't do that."
Now, there's a big difference between flavored and infused, right? Or no?
I don't know. Let's be real. It's how do how do you ferment leaves, and that's always going to be an issue, right? You can't, if you're going to say that a cigar is pure tobacco and water, and that's it, then the FDA is going to say, then show me that it's just pure tobacco and water in the fermentation. If you're adding anything to that, that's going to fall under that same umbrella of flavored, I think. So people are going to be battling this. It's a big thing, and definitely the infused companies,
There's
especially
one.
a company like Drew Estate, that's a big battle for them. They're
Absolutely.
not going to lose that. They don't want to lose that battle.
No,
And there's a lot
I
of
wouldn't either.
money.
They got a lot of money invested in that,
It's
especially when the number one cigar in the world is.
it's an acid.
What are they
It's a,
going to do?
it's
But
a big
I
piece of their pie.
I do. I got one last question for you. I must have missed it, and I don't know how I missed it. If you put an email out there last month or this month in January, I missed it.
I didn't put one out this week because I was at TPE.
No, no, no.
I
Oh, it
put
would have
one
been
out
okay.
earlier. I put one out earlier. So I had gone down to Destination Herf in Miami, and that killed that Saturday one. So I combined the two of them into one on the Friday before I left for TPE. So it went out on Friday last week.
And
All right.
I guess the part I should have been more specific. I know the email went out, but what's up, Kerr? Kerr just jumped on. The email that you put out your monthly giveaway. I didn't see that. If you put it
Oh,
out,
I
I
don't
missed it
do
last
a
month.
monthly giveaway. You mean in the email itself, the Easter
Yes,
egg? Now that's not
yes.
a monthly thing.
Oh, I
That
thought
is
that was a monthly thing.
no. That is designed to be a random thing that when I decide
Oh,
it's time, right?
okay.
And I'm getting there because I got a bunch of stuff in my humidor to make room for, because I got a bunch of stuff I just got from the show. So the rotation is going to be pulling things out and putting together a box. That'll happen. I might do that for Valentine's Day kind of thing.
Okay.
That I pick different days, and sometimes it goes 2 months and then there's one. The idea is that I got that process started, and I would tell people check that email. Right now, I'm not going to tell anybody anymore.
Right.
No, like
Well,
you're
maybe
looking for it, you saw it, you didn't find it. Well,
you
that's
read
what
the whole. You read the whole email. I
you got to
mean,
read the whole email,
but
right?
there's nothing. There's nothing but good information in the email.
Oh, it's just it's
I
the complete
mean,
recap of the week on the site. So, but there will be one in there, and I'll just tip my hat. It's most likely going to be around Valentine's Day. Okay,
how? So who do you have on this week?
I haven't locked that down yet. I had a couple of people that were chimed in. I got to reach back out to them and get them on the schedule. That's my job tomorrow, is to line up the show one, and then we're gonna go from there. I have optional things. I thought about just having myself and maybe Kevin Parrow on and just do a recap of TPE on the show itself. Just do a TPE thing and just start showing some stuff and talking about it. Or I have some others that might be of interest. I do know I have the Cigar Life guy. You familiar with the Cigar Life guy?
No.
So the Cigar Life guy is he sells life insurance to cigar smokers, and he gets you non-smoking rates.
Really?
Legit, and he's going to be on March 12th. So I lined him up already because that's when he can do it. But he's a fun guy to talk to. He's got a lot of energy, and if you're a cigar smoker and you're looking to get life insurance and you worry that the smoking's a problem, he has all the I's dotted and the T's crossed on how to do that.
I gotta get a hold of him.
Yeah, that's his niche. He actually sent me. I talked to him at the show, and he sent me his a shirt, right, which is the Cigar Life guy shirt, right? But which was cool. But he also threw in a pair of Cigar Life guy socks.
Oh, I gotta get those.
All right. And he also has mugs and other things. He has all kinds of swag along with it. So, if you sign up with him, he throws you a bunch of stuff. It's very cool. And wherever he shows up, he sells policies, man. Wherever he shows, any event, he goes to events all over the place. And he sells his product, and he's doing quite well at it. That's his full-time job.
Very nice. All right, Jimmy. I appreciate it as always.
All right.
And I'll talk to you whenever. Usually once a week or something. But dinner's ready. Time to eat.
There you go.
But I appreciate it. Thank you again.
It's getting cold.
Folks, go look for me on Facebook, YouTube, and hopefully I know what I'm doing. I got it out on Twitch. We'll see. I'll look after dinner. Thanks,
right.
Jimmy.
Take
I
care.
appreciate it.
I guess
You
I
too.
gotta understand
Bye.
Twitch. Talk to you later.
I don't get it. People sit on there and watch people playing video games all day long and stupid shit like that. But
Yeah.
it's one more platform.
I got you.
Right. Later.
Later.